Hello and welcome to another episode of The Word Wizard. Here with you as usual is me, Dominic, the host. In today's episode we'll be looking at a word with a certain academic aura. And for those of you out there who are university students, you might have just seen this word a couple of hundred times. Now, as a university student myself, I know that you get subjected to countless academic words every single day, but one that just keeps popping up wherever I go is the word empirical. Therefore, I thought it would be nothing less than fitting to put our next word of the week, empirical, under the microscope. As usual, we'll be starting off with a dictionary's definition of the word. Now, as you can see, the word empirical is an adjective, which means that it's a word that describes a noun. Oxford Dictionary's definition of the word, as you can see, is as follows: based on, concerned with, or verifiable by observation or experience, rather than theory or pure logic. This definition is quite complex, and as stated in previous pieces, it can be difficult to grasp the meaning of a word based on only the dictionary's definition. But if I was to try to summarize it in layman's terms, I would say that empirical is describing a noun where the information behind the noun is based on observation or experience rather than proven facts. To exemplify this, we can look at the picture here on the screen and see how scientists study animals through observing their behavior rather than sitting in a laboratory analyzing their DNA. However, even layman's terms can sometimes be a bit confusing, so let's have a look at the Corpus of Contemporary American English, or COCA, and investigate this word a little bit further. So, firstly, let's look at some collocates. As discussed in our previous videos, collocates are words that occur in conjunction with our chosen word and can be useful tools to understand the word at hand. The words that were found in collocation with empirical were, unsurprisingly, dominated by nouns. Words such as evidence, research, studies, data, and analysis were all found to be the most common words used in collocation to the word empirical. Now, all of these words are linked not only by being nouns, but also in the way and the context in which they're used. All of the words are used in mostly academic circumstances, which is a bit of a coincidence. Well, it's not coincidence, but it's interesting because the word empirical is also mostly used or predominantly used in academic circumstances, which just goes to show the power that collocates have and the correlation that they have between each other. But let's go on and have a look at some example sentences, shall we? Example 1 we see here. Second, most empirical studies conclude that lengthening an offender's sentence generally has a neutral or even positive response. Example 2. This theory rests upon a testable empirical proposition, namely, that the prospect of severe punishment, even if uncertain, deters. And then it obviously continues. But when analysing these example sentences, it becomes clear that empirical is often used when speaking about evidence or providing information regarding a specific case. The word is, as I see it, often used to argue for a point. Now, the academic nature of these words is once again brought up in these examples, as you can see with the academic nature of the words surrounding, where words such as deter and severe are far from everyday. Now, many adjectives are modified by adverbs. Adverbs are words or phrases that modify or qualify an adjective or verb, such as the bride's mesmerizingly beautiful dress. Now, on the screen we can see how words such as limited and serious alter the meaning of the word empirical, or they complement the word. They used to describe the size of the empirical evidence. For example, serious is saying it's a bigger size and limited is a smaller size. And most adverbs that are used in collocation with the word empirical tend to describe the size in general. This is based on the findings by COCA. But in conclusion, empirical or empirical is an adjective that describes a noun and means that something is based on experience or observation rather than the cold, hard facts. Thank you for listening.